Hello everybody, in this episode of The Daily D, episode 4, we're going to delve deep into my roots and we're going to talk about Scottish things, but specifically we're not going to just talk about Scotland, we're going to talk about the things you should never, under any circumstances, ever say to a Scottish person. Alright? Starting off with number 1. You should never, under any circumstances, ever say the words that bagpipes are annoying. Now, I don't care if you think they're annoying, they are annoying. Even myself, there's a time and a place for a bagpipe to be played. But if you say that to a Scottish person, whether they like it or not, they're going to get offended and they're going to sit there and be like, here, mate, get the fuck out of here, you dirty Number 2. You should never, under any circumstances, say that deep fried food is minging or disgusting, alright? Because it is literally all we eat. Obviously a joke, but Scottish people love a good deep fried anything. You will deep fry a Mars bar, deep fry a crunchy, deep fry your granny's pants, we'll deep fry your fucking life if we have to, but just don't go there, right? Don't go there. I know it's unhealthy, it might look disgusting, but there's nothing more exciting to me than on a Saturday night when I've had a good few drinks with my pals, I go into the chippy and you get a deep fried fish and chips or something like that. And yes, of course, it is fish and chips, right? Not fish and fish, it's fish and chips, alright? Fish and chips, there we go. And chips are the wee things that you basically, they're potato and they're fries, right? Fries are chips here. Chips are crisps here. Okay, so there we go. Just sorting that out. The other thing, that obviously with my responses, we're going to go on to say when people think that Scottish people are all angry. Now we're not, although we are, but we're not. Scottish people are very fiery when it comes to things like football, passionate about things, but at the end of the day, every country is, alright? Scottish people we're pretty vocal with things, we're very vocal when we don't like something, but we don't hate it for forever, okay? Unless it's a political thing, that shit can go for 30 odd, 50 odd, maybe even a few 100 odd years. There's some bitterness there, even when they weren't even born. But most of the time, it's all jokes, and Scottish people are very much light-hearted in our approach. We just give off the vibe. We just give off the vibe that we're angry, but we're not actually angry. And moving on to the next one. Are you a true Scotsman? If I'm wearing a kilt, like, I don't know if anybody else has ever had this, but I get sexualised something awful. Like, just because I'm wearing a kilt doesn't mean you can just try and, like, subtly try and lift it up and all this stuff and ask me, are you a true Scotsman? Are you a true Scotsman? Do you not wear, what do you wear under the kilt? I don't care if I'm literally helicoptering underneath that thing, you still don't get to touch it and you certainly don't get to see it, okay? Moving on. Everybody thinks from watching movies like Trainspotting, etc., that we all take heroin. Just gonna throw it out there, I've not taken heroin. And I hope that you've not either. But if you have, then that's a different story, and I hope that you can become clean. Okay, another word that we don't like hearing here is haggis is terrible. Don't say it, that's our national food. Especially iron brew is terrible as well. You don't say haggis is terrible, iron brew is terrible, deep fried food is terrible. Just don't say things are terrible in front of a Scotsman, because then you will see the fiery side come out of us. It's quite ironic because they'll say stuff like Scottish people are fiery. Yeah, we are and we're not. But we are when you say stuff that pisses us off. But if you want something from a Scottish person, we're the most generous people ever. If you go out for a drink with a few Scottish people, we will be buying rounds in. It's a common thing for us to buy a round in for the troops. When I say troops means just everybody who's there. You could be like, there could be like 20 of your friends, but we just call them troops. You know, you could be in any social situation and you're all troops, you're all part of a troop. The next one, let's go. Never say the words Maggie Thatcher. It just won't go down well. The other thing that annoys me, right, is when people say, oh, you're all for independence, you hate the English. I don't hate the English at all. I actually really like the English, and I'm always down in London. I'm always like hanging around in places down south, and you know what, a lot of English people that are there, they always say, oh, you're not a proper Scottish person because you don't hate the English. We don't all hate the English. There's a certain group of people that will definitely hate the English, and you know, understandably so, from history and all these bitterness, this bitterness. But the truth is, I love the English, and it's not as, I hope that there can be like some sort of common ground there. You know, I like it when, yeah. But anyway, that's a few of the things. But anyway, that's a few things that we could say about you should never say to Scottish people. Because if you do, and you say that to a Highlander, your balls are surely gonna go flying.